And fellow Toastmasters, great to be here this Wednesday morning. It's a bit chilly out, but this is Southern California. What do you expect when there's normally 100 degrees? Once in a while, you expect some cooler degrees, such as this morning. Are we ready to spin the bottle? How many of you remember spinning the bottle when you were little? In this case, we're going to spin the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You know that we're in for some unknown, uncertain, yet creative times ahead. So here's the deal. Positive and creative people are drawn to positive, creative, and energetic people with innovative ideas and ventures. In this creative world of ours, it's going to take some new and interesting ideas to bring focus and attention to new and innovative products. Sometimes it takes a creative transparency to make a sale. With our business ideas in mind, it's time for us to sit down and learn and maybe attract some new customers. We're about to help each other out. So let's play spin the bottle. Let's respond to some things. I'll be asking a few different questions from those of us that choose to participate, and I hope that that's most of us. I may not call the newer guests for the sake of being able to watch the seasoned Toastmasters as they respond to the questions. Here's the first one. When it comes to the formation of a mastermind or an accountability partner group, this one goes to Taya. How might you incorporate or pitch the notion of gratitude within this group? Again, when it comes to the formation of a mastermind or an accountability group, how might you incorporate or pitch the notion of gratitude within this group? Taya.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Table Topics Master Ray, for that question. Pitching the notion of gratitude. I find myself thinking immediately of the gratitude that I have for this Toastmasters group. My mother, Roz, the president, invited me to join, and I'm actually out of state. So the opportunity initially to join this group, I was hesitant, but thankfully, with gratitude, I am finding that each and every one of our Toastmasters has a unique quality and ability to connect, either through using the chat room, through how we're sharing feedback with one another, how our amazing Bon Wang, who is over our marketing, comes up with creative ideas to pitch our businesses. I would encourage the notion of gratitude to continue with each of us finding ways to connect even outside of the meeting time frame, continuing to develop community with one another by, as it was shared earlier with our first speaker, Susan, finding a mentor. So all of those opportunities would allow us to continue this notion of gratitude. So thank you once again, back to you, Table Topics Master Ray.
Thank you, Taya. Making the sale. Ernie, this one has your name written all over it. You just got tasked to make a professional presentation to 21 hopeful investors in our new line of electric toothbrushes. With a predicted annual net income of over $50 million, what will that presentation look like? Again, Ernie, making the sale. You just got tasked to make a professional presentation to 21 hopeful investors in our new line of electric toothbrushes. With a predicted annual income of over $50 million, what is that presentation gonna look like, Ernie?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. Well, if you're going to sell anything, it must solve a problem because people don't buy products, they buy solutions to their problems. So the sale will look like, how will we solve a problem? The problem of instant and amazing tooth cleaning at right at your fingertips to do. So we would talk about the ease and excitement of using this product, the transportation or the ability to transport it anywhere at any time, and the ability to be excited about doing something that's kind of mundane that we do 2 or 3 times a day. So this product not only looks good, it feels good in your hand, it's easy to use, it's easy to transport. So we're solving that problem. The money is nice. We don't focus on the money. We focus on the benefit of the product, the ease of use, the excitement of that product, and of course there is the result of payoff, money. So that's how we solve this problem. That's how we sell this product. We do it with enthusiasm. We do it with zip. We do it with zeal. And we are absolutely sold out to the idea that this is the best product on the planet today. You have to have it. Please, Mrs. Investors, consider our product. Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Way to go, Ernie. With the social market screaming for your attention through slogans, banners, and countless other forms of tactics, Werner, how do you propose to bring attention to your business? Again, Werner, this one's for you. With the social market screaming for your attention through slogans, banners, and countless other forms of tactics, how do you propose to bring attention to your business, Werner?
It's interesting how social networking has changed to social media. Today, when I look on social media, I was actually rather shocked when I first took a look at Facebook. I noticed that people are posting and posting and posting and posting, but I am not seeing as much interaction person to person. It used to be social networking, as it was called, which people might remember places like AOL, CompuServe, MySpace. They were much more about communication 2 ways than 1 way. Today, when I'm looking at social media, I'm seeing mass media on an individual level. It's all about, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And in the comments, you see, that's great, wonderful. Short comments that really do not invite very much return comment. I believe that outreach and engagement is very, very important. What is outreach? Say hello. What is engagement? Carry on a conversation and then do follow-up. Well, what's follow-up? Saying hello again and engaging in conversation. And when we say hello once again and carry on another conversation, we are developing friendship. People love to bond with other people. And especially now with the COVID deal on Zoom, how in the world can you hug somebody? A virtual hug is not anywhere near as satisfying as hugging a friend, greeting them at the door, or shaking hands at least. Some people are not quite up to hugging other people. Personal interaction, I do believe, is where it's at. Thank you.
Thank you, Werner. We indeed thank you. Making the sale. I'm in the market for a new 4-wheel drive Jeep. David, if you choose to participate, we would love to hear your response. Again, I'm in the market for a new 4-wheel drive Jeep, and you happen to work for a Jeep dealership, and I'm considering the purchase of one of these off-road vehicles from your lot. Why should I purchase a Jeep? In light of the fact we're going to electric vehicles, EV vehicles. David.
I appreciate the opportunity to go over this question. Thank you. So, first of all, what I'm going to do is talk to you not about the Jeep and the importance of the Jeep. It's important for me to know a little bit more about you and what you plan to do with this vehicle. I look at myself I just purchased a truck myself. And one of the things that are so important when you're looking for a vehicle is understanding the lifestyle. I can't pitch you if I don't understand the problem I'm trying to solve that you're having in your life. So a lot of my questions will be, how would you use this vehicle? What type of travel do you do? What type of things do you transport? You know, how is that vehicle going to be used in your personal, maybe even your professional life? And so I think going through a list of those questions, wow, I'm actually stumped. This is good. I think actually going through a list of those questions will better help me understand. And when I better understand your use for the vehicle, it's easy for me to take you on the test drive and pinpoint how that vehicle can best help you and why it's going to be a great investment for you. You know, for example, four-wheel drive. What a lot of people end up doing when they buy a vehicle like this is they do a lot of off-roading. So I'm going to have a conversation with you if that's what you're into on what type of places you like to go to. I'm going to have you visualize that with me and then talk to me about how you would feel if you were driving that vehicle and you weren't getting stuck in ruts like you used to. If you were able to navigate places you weren't able to navigate before, or go to places you weren't able to get to before because you didn't have that type of capability. If I'm getting you to envision how you'll feel in that truck and what that truck's going to be able to do for you, I'm tapping into, you know, logically, I know you need to buy a truck, but emotionally, how you're going to feel once you're in that truck and living that type of life, how that's going to make you feel. If I get you to share that with me, I don't have to sell the truck. I just have to point out some of those features that are going to make it right for you and the way you're going to use that vehicle. So I think that's the way I would go about selling the vehicle, is really tapping into what you want to do with it and getting you to visualize yourself in that vehicle, how it's going to transform your life and what doors it's going to open for you. And then I'll open the door, get you in, take your money and send you on your way. So thank you.
Thank you, David. Mr. Toastmaster Bond, we have 11 minutes left. We have time for one more. Thank you. This one goes out to Nathan. Nathan, you have just created a podcast. Your target audience is young men in their mid to late 20s. The subject matter is dating. What are some of the things that you plan on covering in anticipation of drawing a larger group to your site? Nathan.
Thank you, Question Master. If I were to be starting a podcast on the topic of dating, specifically targeted young men, there's already a huge market for this, and there are lots of creators that are covering this topic already. Now, something that I could do to specifically grow my audience for my podcast would be to reach out to fellow creators who already have a larger audience. Now, these will be people who are already interested in such topics as dating and already have this large audience. So I can sell them my product and say, hey, I have this podcast I'm creating. Would you like to join? And we can discuss dating for young men. Now, this will do two things. This will expand my network with fellow creators, which presents opportunities in the future. And it also will grow my audience because that person already has a huge audience that will be drawn to my podcast because they see his name. That's the route that I would go. And I think that you can apply this to anything. So such as Tommy, your business, if you reach out to Instagram creators who do lots of inspirational media, make lots of inspirational content, you could reach out to them and say, I have this product. It's very inspirational. It's something that they really believe in, so that when they show their audience it, they're using that passion. And because their audience is a group of people who really enjoy this person for their personality, when it's recommended to you, when someone gets recommended something from a person they trust that recommendation. So I really think that's the way forward in social marketing. And that's how I would market my hypothetical dating podcast. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Nathan. Wonderful responses from one and all. My little pitch for Toastmasters. It's a wonderful platform to grow, to learn, to practice your skills, to support each other, and just have fun. We in this world know that we often pay for the opportunity to grow, to learn. It's an investment for ourselves. You don't have a car, you don't buy a four-wheel Jeep without providing certain maintenance to it. Many of us spend more time and money and energy on our vehicles than we do on ourselves even. But this is the perfect platform to do maintenance on ourselves. How do you do that? Let's put ourselves in the shop. Let's put ourselves behind the wheel and invest and grow. One of the ways to do that is through annual dues, which, by the way, are coming up for Toastmasters. If you're in the club, let's stay tuned. Let's continue to grow. Let's pay our dues. It isn't but $45 every 6 months. And that, by the way, it's coming up. So let's put ourselves in the shop. Let's continue to grow. Let's take care of our dues and stay tuned for more. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.